Hey guys, we're going to talk about the Orcatorch T20 today. We're going to try and make it quick. Good luck! Alright, so we know Orcatorch, and we're going to roll in some video now of this thing being used. I did take this backpacking and got a lot of use out of it since I've had it, which is I think around a month now, which I'm sure Orcatorch is a little annoyed about since I took so long to even get this out into the field, let alone film and all that. Without further ado, the T20 is a nice larger style tactical flashlight. It's if you're not familiar, I did review an Orcatorch previously. I reviewed their AA flashlight, and I did a torture test on it, and it took beating that thing with a sledgehammer pretty good before I ended up killing the thing and having to give up the ghost. So in the end, I am a big fan of Orcatorch because of the abuse that I put that one through. And really, as much as people may say, who are they? They are a big player in the dive flashlight market. They've been around a while. They have a good reputation for making dive lights, and they are transitioning into the EDC and tactical flashlight world. But they are up against juggernauts. They're up against Streamlight, Olight, ThruNite, all those guys that are very well established. But Orcatorch does do some things, just as well, and if not better, than some of those manufacturers, which is why I'm continuing to review these guys. So it comes in a plastic case, so we're going to move along. Probably already bored to death. Flashlight inside, of course. Instructions, which we'll pull out. You get two 18650 batteries. They are kind of Orcatorch branded 2600s. Those are pretty old and outdated, but they'll do for getting you started. A lanyard, your nylon case, which is actually a pretty decent construction, and get that out of the way. Flashlight down, and we'll take a look at these instructions. So you do have Chinese and English instructions. We'll zoom in here. You can see this is a 4-mode flashlight with a 2 lumen, 50 lumen, 350 lumen, and 980. And there are your run times, of course. Sounds like the kids are fighting already. That didn't take long. You see the normal stuff. You have IPX8 waterproof rating, shock resistance. This can use 2 CR123 batteries as well, or the 16340, so it does have that voltage range. Other good features, of course, you do have low voltage protection, which is very important for not destroying your batteries if you leave it on, and temperature control so it doesn't overheat, so this thing will protect itself from damaging itself. The LED is an XML U2. It's kind of an old, outdated LED, at least as far as I'm concerned. I would definitely prefer to have a little more of a, we gotta make sure that looks nice, modern LED. And given the head design, given you do have a deep, smooth reflector in this thing, I really, if this were my flashlight and I were designing it, I would have put the XPL High or the XPL V6 to give this thing a little better throw. They probably did this to make it a little more utilitarian, so it was a good combination between throw and flood. But, if it were me, I would do it differently. Of course, let's take a look at the details of the light. What you can see here is you have stainless steel on both ends. You have your lanyard ring and your bezel. Stainless steel is obviously harder than aluminum, so if you drop this, it hits on the bezel, you're not going to bend it like you would with the aluminum. These aluminum, if you drop them on the edge, they ding up pretty easy. Likewise, plus it's just a nice, aesthetically pleasing thing. You have that also stainless ring around the button. It's a 2-button design with one in the tail cap, which is fully recessed. Now this will tail stand under certain circumstances, but is very wobbly. You have your little tactical cigar hold ring, which you can take off. It doesn't unscrew off. Pocket clip, which really not going to work. This isn't something you can put in your pocket, but it will work. I put this on the strap of my backpack, so it was outside my backpack the entire trip. It obviously didn't fall off because it's still here. You have a very heavy head. There's a lot of weight there for dissipating heat with some small cooling fins. You have very clear glass. This is actually wonderfully coated glass for anti-reflection. I have some pretty bright lights going in here, and you're not seeing glare on this at all. Deep, smooth reflector, very nicely centered LED. Operation. Rear switch turns it on. You cycle between your 5, 50, 380, 980. Those numbers do appear to be pretty reasonable based on just my quick tests with a light meter, so they do appear to be well within error. To get to your strobe mode, you're just going to long press. That gets you to strobe. Press again, get you to blinky blink, and you're back to your regulars. This also has mode memory, so if you want this thing to always turn on load, just turn it back to low, shut it off, and when you turn it back on, you're in low. This also has a forward switch, so this will work as a momentary on as well, so you don't have to lock it on, and that also allows you to do kind of a quick strobe if you don't have the light on. So say, for example, you're leaving this on your bedside, someone walks into your room, it's a killer clown, you know, you're not having any of that, you can boom, 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 give them a quick strobe with your momentary. They will drop the water balloons and the balloon drafts that they're trying to murder you with, and you're all good to go. Alright, so of course pretty simple, easy operation, nothing too amazing or complicated there. We're going to take a quick look at construction. The head does appear to be glued on. You can see your tail cap here. Sorry guys, backpacking, I come back from the woods and allergies are killing me. You can see you have a very large retaining ring there, so if this switch were to ever break, you could replace that on your own very easily. Or if you just like the reverse clicky tail switches, you could swap that out as well. You have a plunger as opposed to a spring. Some people like them, they feel there's more electrical contact with them. I'm ambivalent, you know, I don't see any difference between the two of them. Very thick wall construction. Orcatorch makes very thick, heavy flashlights. They're very tough, they're very robust flashlights. The threads are a little on the coarse side, but they are smooth and they did come lubed. The end of the tube is nice and flat. It didn't need to be, you got Mickey coming in the studio, guys. Excuse the noise, the kids are always around. You can't chain them up in the basement all the time, you know. So as I was saying, you know, this has a nicely kind of flat bottom. It didn't need to be lapped at all. And inside, you can't really see, but there's a very, very thick spring in there for that, so it will accommodate a good variety of different battery sizes. So we're almost done here, guys, so hopefully you can ignore the little bit of noise here. So overall, guys, this is a very tough, robust flashlight. Orcatorch, you know, survived, at least their AA survived the hardest torture test I've ever given a flashlight. It literally took a sledgehammer to kill it, so I've been a big fan of Orcatorch. Now you're going to say, you know, this is a really expensive flashlight. What do I get above, say, Olay or Claris or Phoenix or any of them? I think what you do get, the benefits of these are they are big, heavy, thick flashlights. They are pretty tough. These things are built very well. Orcatorch specializes in dive lights, so they know what they're doing. They know how to make good, waterproof, tough flashlights. This has a good set of features on it. It's very, you know, simple, which is what a lot of people prefer, so it's really no big deal there. So this, it's a bit big for EDC. You're not going to carry this in your skinny jeans. You know, yes, it would definitely do good in a coat pocket. It's, you know, backpacking. I took it, you know, I strapped it onto my backpack strap so it was outside my pack, and it never fell off, obviously. It, you know, it held good. It performed very well, so I was very happy with how it performed on the trip. No issues there at all. It's obviously mega bright at night, even way out in the middle of nowhere. It's easy to use, simple to use, you know, even in the dark. You can change modes, you can find the switches very easy. Really, absolutely no issue whatsoever as far as that stuff. But you do, you know, a light like this is always going to be up against something like Phoenix or Olay, and they have oftentimes better features and all that, but you know, at the same time, which, alright, we're going to make this quick, guys, before pandemonium ensues. You know, it was getting such a tough light. You know, often when adding features, you're also adding fragility into the light. This right here, simple, easy. I do like, you know, the stainless on both ends. It looks nice, it's tough, it's rugged. It does everything I need to do. You know, this is going to be a great light for the collection. And I definitely think, guys, if you are a flashlight connoisseur, to take a look at Orcatorch. They definitely do put out good products, even though as much as it may seem like they're a fly-by-night Chinese brand, they are not. I assure you, they make really great, really high-quality lights. They're not skimping on the manufacturing. They're not skimping on the electronics. The only real complaint, like I said, guys, I would definitely switch up the LED. I would love to see strobe memorized, so you can have strobe, you know, set to go for your momentary. But other than that, there really isn't a ton I would change with this. It's really a purpose-driven light meant more for like car carry, you know, hunting and things like that. So it definitely is a flashlight that understands its own philosophy. So hope you guys enjoyed.